Alright guys, we are back. It is Monday night. Memorial Day is almost over and we are in the hot tub once again. What's up everybody? Been a pretty good day. Actually, I had an awful start to my day, to be perfectly honest with you, but it got better as the day went on. Things worked out by the end. And now I'm out here. It's night, out on the deck. Very dark out here, and thought I'd go ahead and make another video. And yes, I will be trying to turn this into a recurring series, and I'll keep trying to make some sort of straight video content during the dullest part of the off season. Like, this is maybe the deadest portion of the whole year for NFL fans, so I'll try to keep up the content the best that I can, but and that kind of segues into what the topic of this video is going to be about. So, as a video maker on YouTube, I am not a fan of and have generally tried to stay away from the kind of videos that a lot of people, including myself, refer to as clickbait. And when it comes to people who make videos about the NFL on YouTube, clickbait kind of specifically refers to videos made about every single trade rumor that passes through the rumor mill, from the most discredited of sources, from, you know, a single tweet that from an account that has 18 followers, from 4chan, from an Instagram comment from an unverified fan account, you know. And there are YouTubers out there who will take those rumors, and sometimes they blow up on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook because some irrelevant source starts the rumor, but that's how they make their content. They take these random, out of the blue, often nonsensical and unverifiable and very little chance of happening trade rumors, but they make a full video out of it. So you see these YouTube channels for football that they post 20 videos a day sometimes. They're posting a new video every hour. They're posting a new video every 2 hours because they want to manufacture content. So they find the most baseless rumors they can find, and they make content on it because they want to get another couple thousand views on their channel. And I try to stay away from that because I find it annoying, because it's pointless, because 99% of the time, the stuff that is being talked about in those clickbait videos never ends up mattering even one iota. But I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit of an exception when it comes to the video topic today, which you probably surmised based off the name of this video. Not only does everything I just said about quote-unquote YouTube clickbait apply, but I also just get annoyed whenever I get comments on my videos or on my streams, and usually I get the same comments 20 times because you have different people coming into the stream at different times. They might have not heard the question the first time, so they're coming and asking the same stuff. Whatever the new hot trade rumor is, whatever the latest rumor of some player going on the trade block is, I get comments. Oh, Brendan, do you think the Seahawks should trade for player X? And most of the time, there's been no thought put into it. Most of the time, there's been no consideration of, does this make sense? There's no critical thinking involved. I just get flooded with comments like, oh, Brendan, should the Seahawks trade for Stephon Diggs? Or, hey, do you think OBJ could be had for a second-round pick? He seems unhappy in Cleveland. Or, what do you think it would take to get Joey Bosa from the Chargers? The Chargers suck. Bosa might want out of Los Angeles. And it gets on my nerves. It just feels like the people who ask these kinds of questions often don't critically think about football at all. They just see somebody go on the trade block. They go, I know that guy. I want him on my team. Never mind the fact that it may or may not make sense. Never mind the fact that it might cause other problems with the team. Never mind the fact that, etc., etc. It's like, I had people in my streams a couple months ago, or actually a month ago, asking me, do you think we should go sign Logan Ryan? And I'm sorry to anybody who may have asked me that at some point, but I just feel like if you're actually asking that question seriously, you're not really paying attention to this team. This team just drafted Ugo Amadi, and this team just played the least amount of nickel defense in the entire league, and it wasn't even close. But yeah, we're going to go spend $10 million a year on a nickel cornerback. So I don't go for that stuff. I don't want to make a whole bunch of content based around trade rumors that 95% of the time don't come through. I don't ever want my channel to turn into something like that. I don't ever want to be the kind of channel where I feel like I have to make 10 videos a day. I'm perfectly happy to make a few videos a week and just stream a lot because I'm playing video games anyway. But I'm going to go ahead and make an exception for this one. And I'm going to do it even though I normally wouldn't endorse lusting after another man's safety. But I heard a rumor today that Jamal Adams was offered to the Seattle Seahawks for Shaquille Griffin and a third-round pick in next year's draft. So once again, that is Jamal Adams for a third-round pick and cornerback Shaquille Griffin. I normally would normally not hear out any sort of rumor that involves us acquiring another safety, because if there's one position on this team that we're pretty good at right now for the short term and long term, it is safety. But I'm going to make an exception here because Jamal Adams is special. Jamal Adams is not your run-of-the-mill solid safety. When people would ask me, do you think we should trade for Stephon Diggs, I didn't get it, because Lockett had proven that he was a borderline top 10 receiver. Metcalf had proven that he was a young up-and-comer who could be a top 5 receiver in a couple years, potentially. And I just didn't understand why you'd want to trade for a dude making all that money. But Jamal Adams is not just a top 15 safety or a top 10 safety. He is quite possibly the best safety in the league. So when I heard this, I was like, whoa. My first instinct was, in terms of pure value, I would do this trade like that. Like, in terms of just the value of what we're giving up versus what we're getting, like, snap call, right? Snap, put your chips in the pot. Snap all in. Jamal Adams is reasonable, the reasonable middle ground for a guy like Jamal Adams is he's a top 3 safety in the league, because he already is, and he's young, and he's not even playing on a defense loaded with superstars or anything like that. Shaq Griffin, his kind of reasonable middle ground is that he's on the outskirts of a top 10 cornerback, I think. The ceiling is that Jamal Adams becomes this era's Earl Thomas. Like, he could be the safety of the generation. He could be a future Hall of Famer. Based off what we've seen from Jamal Adams so far, like, all pro is just scratching the surface of what that guy is capable of. Whereas, Shaq, to me, his ceiling is probably all pro, but there are some things that we need to see that we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen his hands. He has 3 interceptions over 3 years, so his hands have not really developed. He hasn't had he hasn't played at an all-pro level for a full 16-game season yet. I feel like he could reach an all-pro level, but we don't know. He's got to get better at a couple things before he can get there. Jamal Adams doesn't. So in terms of value, I would have said yes to this trade. And I found it very interesting that the Jets were actually offering this trade, because, to me, I don't know why the Jets are even considering trading Jamal Adams in the first place. The dude is really good. I would not even consider trading him unless it was for something like 3 first-round picks. Like, with a guy as good as Jamal Adams, you find a way to make it work. And that's all there is to it. The dude is too good to just let go like that, unless you're getting the ultimate of King's ransoms in return. So as a side note, from the Jets' perspective, you're dumb if you trade Jamal Adams. But when I thought about it on a couple other levels, like, you know, the positional value, the value to this team, I still think that I wish this team would have pulled the trigger on this one because of what I just talked about with Jamal Adams. He's really good. I think this is probably where the Quinton Dunbar situation is really coming back to bite us. If Quinton Dunbar had not gotten himself in legal trouble a couple weeks ago, I feel like we could very comfortably just move on from Shaquille Griffin. You know, he's a great player, great kid. I like him a lot, but we could part ways with him, get maybe the best safety in football, and then go from there with Dunbar and Trey Flowers and Ugo Amadi and feel pretty good about it. But maybe the reason why we didn't pull the trigger on this one is just because we don't know if we're going to have Dunbar, and we don't want to be left high and dry with no legitimate cornerbacks. And on top of that, we still don't really know what we're going to get out of our pass rush this year. So if you trade your best corner and you don't have a pass rush, you're really going to get destroyed on the short passes. I see all that. My gut still says you should just do the trade and figure it out later. Trade Marquise Blair for a decent up-and-coming corner who Pete Carroll can groom into a decent starter for 2020. Maybe you can even squeeze a little trade value out of McDougald because you won't need him if you get Jamal Adams. And then go forward with Adams and Diggs as your safeties for the foreseeable future. Get the value out of Marquise Blair while he still has some, because he's still, you know, a young player who's shown some promise. And that's probably what I would have done. Now, I will say this. The fact that we said no to this trade is also a pretty significant endorsement of Marquise Blair. We must feel like that dude is ready to crack some skulls in the next few years. So if we watch Marquise Blair not do so good over the next couple years, that is another mess up on the part of this front office and organization. And I'll also say that if we did indeed turn down this trade and we don't extend Shaquille Griffin next year, there's another mess up, because we ended up not getting Jamal Adams, and because we wanted to keep a solid cornerback for one more year. But again, this is rumor. I don't know if it's true. I mean, we do know the Jets are looking, or at least considering, trading Jamal Adams for some reason or another. So it doesn't seem that far-fetched. I was shocked when the Jets offered him up for a third-round pick and just Shaquille Griffin. That surprised the heck out of me. I kind of wish we had just pulled the trigger on it. Like I said, I understand why we're concerned about it. I even understand that Shaquille Griffin has tremendous upside and could be a lot better than even we think he is. But, yeah. I'm not a big fan of these videos dedicated entirely to talking about trade rumors, but Jamal Adams is a special case. For Jamal Adams, I say bye-bye to Marquise Blair, Bradley McDougald, and I like both those guys. I like both those guys a lot. But for Jamal Adams, I say bye-bye to them both. All right. I'm going to get out of here, enjoy the rest of my night. See you guys tomorrow. I will be streaming at some point. Go Hawks. And what do you guys think? Would you guys have done this? Peace.